Not only was my 10th marathon, it's my third time going to Boston. It's my last marathon in my 30s. So these big milestones were happening with the Boston. So I said, I need to go out with a bang. I need to end my 30s because I'll be 40 here in a couple of months. So I got to end my 30s with a phenomenal performance. And so that kept repeating in my head. And so for me, when I went there, the time there was 2:20 was my best time previously. So from New York last year. So 2:20 was, my goal, break 2:20. So I ended up getting 2:17.24. So to run a 3-minute PR, run under 2:18, all in the same race, and then go 2:17.24, which is significantly under 2:18. I crossed the finish line and I was like, where was this time 2 years ago? I would have been in the Olympic trials last year. And so for me, it's like, it's all on time. It's based on what my body's doing, how it's understanding the training. It's finally adapting to the training. But for me, it's get the Olympic trials qualifying time. So now I'm ranked in the top 100 in the country. And definitely compete with the masters. Like that's another big one is crossing 40, I get put into yet another category of running. And that is where I'm going to be really competitive, is competing with my age group. And so that's a whole different other level. But to be first as a new 40-year-old in Boston, the guy that came in second ran 2:19 as a master. He's 41, came in 2:19 in Boston, and he is a 2012 London Olympian. So I'm in that world with these prior Olympians still running at a high level. So for me, running a 2:17.24 for the third time in Boston, again, there's that expectation. I've done it twice already. I don't want to run slower. So a few things I've changed. So nutrition, I dialed it in a little bit better. I'm not strict with nutrition. Again, I'm living a life. I'm a 40-year-old guy. I don't want to be too disciplined or too strict with it. Now, that doesn't mean I just do whatever I want. It is, for the most part, very manageable to what I need to fuel my body with. The second thing I changed was much more consumption of electrolytes. I did more strength training. I did more hill work because Boston is hilly. So I did more hill work. The one biggest thing I did was my sleep. The sleep that I got with the EES WAVE sports recovery system, it just forced me to really get the rest, which was missing. I was not getting enough good rest, like deep rest. And for me, it was just recovering was faster. I was able to come back. I mean, the marathon was 2 weeks ago now. And I'm back to just very light training. But again, nothing feels exhausted. Nothing feels like I ran a marathon 2 weeks ago. And the sleep was better. I think that was one of the biggest changes. So my workouts, like I said, I trained really, really hard. So I would have doubles, days that I would do really hard workout in the morning, really hard workout in the afternoon. That recovery because of the deep sleep had a huge impact on that. But not only that, my heart rate dropped significantly. And I believe that's just because of the good sleep I was having. 9 out of 10 of my marathons, my heart rate is typically hangs around 187. With Boston, my average heart rate was 166. So for me, second half is much tougher than the first half, which is another stat that is really weird. And I ran my second half about 40 seconds faster than my first half, and which nobody does. Wow. Not even the pros. And this one guy contacted me yesterday, one of the guys that raced, and he's like, I looked at the top 50 men who finished the Boston Marathon, including the pros. You were the only one that had a negative split that ran faster on your second half than the first. When I crossed the finish line this time around, I was tired, but I wasn't exhausted. When I ran 2023, it was a 2-week recovery. Now it's about a week recovery, and I can go bounce right back in. We're always looking for improvements. We're always looking for how do we recover, because that's usually what most athletes fall short, is the recovery period. So I mean, for me, it's worked. I think the recovery got better. My heart rate dropped. So I would recommend this type of recovery system, because again, it is all about what's the next race.